Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top-notch protection and performance in the field. Our armor bundles provide unmatched safety and comfort, while our battle belts and holsters ensure quick and easy access to your gear. Stay prepared for any situation with our high-quality medical supplies, designed to keep you ready for action at all times. Looking to enhance your skills? Our firearms training programs will take your proficiency to the next level. Trust LT Defense for all your tactical gear needs and gear up for success on the battlefield.
This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Good afternoon. I'm Jordan Adams, aka Big Grizz, with The Big Grizz Show, Military Struggles and Stories. Military struggles and stories are real and traumatizing. We go through every day with weight on our shoulders that no one understands. One way I deal with the struggles is being outside, fishing, hiking, anything outside. Please take to heart what we talk about during this show and how we deal with our struggles as we share our struggles and stories with you. Please take the time and take it to heart what we are sharing, and know we try our very best to be normal and to have our feelings out there, even though we struggle with it. God bless you all and have an amazing day.
Hey, welcome back to the Big Grizz Show. Today we're going to do a little different show. We're not going to talk about military struggles and stories. It's all about Veterans Day. I know Veterans Day is Monday, but I have two vets on here, and there might be more jumping in and out. We're just going to talk about what Veterans Day means to us, years after the fact that we've got out. It is Red Friday, you guys. So hopefully, if you can, wear red and remember our brothers and sisters that are deployed. Today we have Jackie. She's an Air Force vet, and she does a lot of outdoor stuff. Obviously, you can see she caught a halibut. And we have Scotty Frazier. Big news on that front. You guys have seen Scotty on my shows before. I play his music all the time. He will actually be up here where I'm at next month, and we're putting on a concert for the old soldiers home in Ording, Washington, for our vets that are there that don't have family, or they were homeless and they're trying to further themselves and better themselves. They deserve a Christmas that they don't get, that we can give them some joy. Down at the bottom I have scrolling my link tree, and anybody listening, if you want, you can get on that link tree. There is a GoFundMe. There's a 501c3 for donations to help our fellow vets that are, on dire times, that are trying to further themselves. And there's an Amazon wish list on it. And there's all the links to my show if you guys want to follow my show. So on that note, Jackie, can you introduce yourself?
Sure, I sure can. My name's Jackie Kyrus. I live in, I'm down in Vancouver, Washington, where I've spent most of my life. And I was in the Air Force as a structural engineer for 6 years.
What is that? What it's a structural engineer like
So I mean a lot of like building. We could make HVAC ductwork, fixing locks on the dorms on base, construction, framing, building a house from the ground up. A lot of the PEBs, the pre-engineered buildings, we're kind of the guys that they send in with the electricians and plumbers and stuff like that to build a base or bring one back to life. We do training down in Gulfport with all the other branches, so that way when everybody's deployed, they build the same way.
Are you still active?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. The way you said we have trained down there, I thought you might have still been active.
I think it's just, once you're in the military, you're just in the military. Like I am a veteran, like I'm not active anymore, but I feel like I am, if that makes sense.
Well, of course it does. I mean, I think pretty sure Scotty agrees with that too. I know I do.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, once you put that uniform on, in some ways it never comes off. And
exactly.
Yeah, amen.
So what do you do now? I mean, I know you're a lot of outdoor stuff. I see.
I do actually do a lot of outdoor stuff. I recently got out of emergency veterinary medicine. Animal hospital. That work is also, I feel like I love helping the pets. They don't have an advocate to speak for themselves. And sometimes the people in that industry, they know, they have this different sense, like they can sense things. And it just takes somebody that really cares about the animals. But I recently got out of that because of a car accident. I have made some major wrist surgery. And now I can't restrain animals and do simple tasks, repetitive tasks, hurt my wrist. So I just kind of took myself out because I didn't want to be a liability. Restraint is a huge part of the job. And you get those 200-pound aggressive dogs. I can't risk my life for somebody else that I'm working with.
I get that.
So I actually got offered a job up in Alaska. Beginning of last year, somebody reached out to me. They needed an assistant manager for a fishing lodge and charter. Oh, so that's me now. So I do that, and then now I drive a school bus in the off season. So I live in Alaska in the summer to help run the fishing lodge and charter, and then drive a school bus while I'm home in Vancouver.
I want to go out there and go fishing so bad. Oh man,
yeah.
It's honestly like my dream job too. And then I was trying to find other jobs, but like people just aren't a fan of me not being here in the summer. So my friend was like, why don't you just drive a school bus with me? I was like, I think that sounds like a great plan.
So have you been out there? Have you already started out there fishing?
Yeah, last summer, 2023 was my first summer. And then I went this summer. I'll go next summer and I'll keep going until I can't, I suppose.
Yeah, can't hold you on that. I'd be up there every summer if I got offered something like that.
Yeah, our first and last group is actually the VFW out of Everett, I believe, and I just love when they come because it's just you get a lot of the same veterans, but you get new ones and you just get all these new stories. They're just so happy to be there fishing. Like nothing else matters in the world except for those 3 or 3.5-ish days that they're there. Like it's all about fishing, camaraderie. Like they're often like, have a drink with us or let's chat. Tell us about yourself. And they just have such a good time up there.
Oh yeah, I gotta get it. I gotta get up there and go fishing. I mean, the fish you see up there ain't nothing compared to what we have in Washington. And man, I want to. I mean, I went just messed around with Chum yesterday because my buddy needed to get out and go fishing. He hadn't gone fishing this year. And I mean, we caught probably 50 chum, but you don't keep none of them, but it's just fun throwing a bobber and watching that bobber drift down and then disappear.
Oh yeah. No, that's like heart rate spike. It's so exciting when bobbers go down.
Yeah, and then you pull up and your pole bends and you're like, okay, come on, move. Be a fish, not a rock.
Keep pushing, keep pulling.
Oh yeah, no, it's a blast. So what's Veterans Day? What does it mean to you?
I mean, obviously I've met so many amazing people throughout my time in the military. A lot of them I'm still, connected with on Facebook. Some of them I see still a lot, but we keep tabs, but it's like this family that's always there for you. Like you have this never ending trust. And like I was saying earlier, I may be a veteran now, but I'm still military. So I like to keep tabs. I like to check in on the people that I, made these close friendships with, and they're just like family now. So, we think about that. It's not like Veterans Day is the only day we think about them, or we think about our memories or things like that. But that's just the day to really I don't know. It's hard to even put into words almost. Like you just feel good. And you're so excited still to be a part of such a family from the military, no matter what branch it is. Yeah, we're all going to hackle or whatever with each other, but in the end, it's all fun and games, there's no actual hate to me or for me. It's just, we have to do it. It's kind of what we do. But it's just that feeling of being proud to be a part of something that so many or so little, especially females, have been a part of.
Oh yeah. Oh, big time. And then you go in and you got the 6 different branches, then you get out and you're veterans. There's no, I mean, yeah, of course, Marines I'm a Marine, and me. Of course,
a Marine, always a Marine.
I was a grunt. I was infantry, so I talk about all the time. But when it comes to veterans, the branch doesn't matter anymore. We're like you said, we're all family.
Yep. And we wouldn't have it any other way.
So, now I know. Do you work with Salmon for Soldiers?
I don't work with them. No. I do love that outfitter. They actually do their annual trip with 12 veterans to Craig, Alaska. And that's where I work. I work at a different lodge. So every summer now, when the 12 veterans come up for them, I get a hold of Penny and Randy, or they get a hold of me, and I always go have dinner with them. That's also Randy, just a huge day as well. It's so awesome to just continue to meet other veterans.
It is big time. I had a few friends in Salmon for Soldiers, and obviously I met Amy and a good one of my really close buddy I was deployed with. He's part of Salmon for Soldiers. He donates his float every year for him. He actually went to Alaska this year with him. He got asked to go. I was not happy. I was on my way to Florida, and he told me that.
Well, he met me. I was around at the Dreamcatcher where they stay.
His name's Shane. He's a little, I don't know. He's like probably 5'8".
Did you see their group photo from this summer?
Yes,
I'm in it.
Oh, are you?
I'm hidden in Rob's shadow. So you'll have to look at that again. Like you look at Rob, and then under his shadow, I was like, there I am.
Oh wow. I'm trying to get out there on that one. Maybe one of these days. I'll just spend the money and go. I don't know. But hey, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're actually going to play one of Scotty's songs. And then when we get back, we'll get into with Scotty. I know, Jack, you only have a certain amount of time that you can be here because you got called in for work. So we'll be going back and forth. But we're going to play I don't have none of your Christmas album downloaded yet. I thought I was figured I'd wait until after Thanksgiving. And then I'll start playing them.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm ready to put my tree up right now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I gotta wait till at least Thanksgiving, and then then I can start playing your songs. But hey, you guys, this is Scotty Frazier with Red, White, and Blue.
Seen her out in LA playing with the band. In Carolina, dancing on the sand. She's a star that's slipping through my hands, like the ones that fell on Alabama. She's red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. She's my kind of girl, 'cause she's red, white, and blue. She'll get you high as the Colorado skies, and she shines like those New York City lights. As tough as Texas, and brother, she just might knock you to the ground if you start a fight. She's red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. She's my kind of girl, 'cause she's red, white, and blue. She'll wait there in the harbor, holding up her light. She'll bring a fallen soldier home underneath her stripes. She's red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. She's my kind of girl, 'cause she's red, white, and blue. She's red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. She's my kind of girl, 'cause she's red, white, and blue. She's red, white, and blue.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hey, welcome back to the Big Grizz Show, live on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick, TikTok, and well, really any platform you can find mbradio.us. We're live on. So, you know, we just heard from Jackie and what Veterans Day means to her. We're gonna I kind of want to get a little bit into like if you do anything, what you do for vets. Obviously, I mean, fishing and outdoor stuff are a big thing. Are you in any sort of like foundation type thing that you go out and so like me, I'm the guy that wears a unicorn mask when I'm out fishing, and I'll take that fishing. That's me. I don't. You might have seen me at the sportsman shows. My whole thing's a unicorn. So if you've seen that or Robalize, that's me and my partner. Where I mean, I make jigs and he makes beads. But I'm just kind of curious. Do you do anything like with TFO or like volunteer with Salmon for Soldiers or Mission Outdoors or any of those? Or
I don't like directly, so to say. Obviously, there's many Facebook groups out there for veterans that a lot of us keep tabs on because, you know, if a veteran's having a hard time, they'll just post, "Hey, I'm having a hard time. I need to talk." And the way that like so many veterans are instantly like, I PM'd you, like the outreach from people to help veterans is huge. I'd rather sit up with somebody and talk with them for hours than go to a funeral. And I think everybody feels the same way. Like sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. So I don't help in an official way. I've volunteered at some TFO events around 4th of July. Like I helped out at their fireworks stand when they had it. And I mean, I help out like Amy does. I know Amy does a lot. She's so great at that. Like she's just so happy and bubbly. No, I'm not saying I'm not. But she just has such a knack for just making people want to be around her. And she's so good at reaching out and getting the help for like that. Would be open to it if anybody wanted me to. But as far as that, I'm just making sure I'm keeping tabs on people, making sure that everybody's good. I never want anybody to struggle or feel like they have nobody to talk to because there's so many people here for us. And not all of them are veterans, even some of them are just the huge supporters. And, you know, like that's also amazing. But I've been on the Salmon for Soldiers trip to Alaska when they did the first 12 females. Obviously I've talked with them about helping out if there's anything that I could do. Just not right now in an official manner. I don't think there's for anything, but honestly, and I wouldn't even know how to reach out to somebody. Like,
well, I can tell you what I did.
Part of that.
I started a podcast.
Okay.
I started it, you know, in 2021. I had some medical conditions that stopped me from working again. And my dad, when I was in the hospital, told me I was going to do something with my voice. And well, that's where I'm at now. And I've been doing this for coming up on 5 years, been on MBR for a year. And I've met some amazing people. And I talk about us all the time fishing. Actually, just yesterday, I might have got a paramedic that might want to start a podcast. Just met him fishing and he started talking to me and I started explaining everything to him and we clicked. And
I love it.
So, I mean, I spread the word out. It's just getting past that more or less fear of talking to people.
Yeah. I've never had that issue. I guess as I age, I'm a little more reserved. I mean, I drive a school bus, so I have to talk to kids all the time.
I was honestly less reserved before all of that happened. And now I talk to people and it's weird, you know, when you're walking around and you see somebody with like a basic training hoodie on or some sort of vet hat, you just know. And I mean, I'm automatically drawn to them, whether or not we're in the grocery store. I mean, perfect example. We were going to a birthday party for my daughter and we stopped at Safeway to get something and we were looking for it. And I seen a vet and he didn't look happy, but he was shopping. So I started talking to him. 20 minutes later, my wife and my kids had bought what they needed, came back in the store to get me out of the store so we weren't late to the birthday party. I was like, oh boy, I didn't realize it went like that. So, I mean, I didn't realize where I was at on that part, but it's really easy, you know. Now it's easy for me to talk to people to open up more, and it wasn't. And a lot of it is because of my podcast. I've had to open myself up. So that makes it, that was the hard part. But man, once you're talking, it goes away.
Yeah.
So Scotty,
Hey,
you were a Marine. You were in about the same time I was.
right,
You know that, we've talked.
right.
Kind of explain what you do with Sergeant Records and your voice and how you try to help vets.
Cool. Well, just to kind of just give set it up and set up the landing strip there. I was in the Marine Corps Infantry. I served for 10 years and served in frontline combat in the Middle East. And you know, I experienced and witnessed the graphic intensity of combat, and let's just say how fragile life is all around me. And it really inspired me to, when I came home, to, I like to say, I'm paying for that plane ticket home. And, you know, every day is a gift. And just as Jackie so eloquently put, you know, we are all a family, brothers and sisters. You know, us Marines feel very strongly about our service, and soldiers do, and airmen and sailors, and we're all part of this family. And, you know, I just want to do something positive for somebody else. Every day I want to earn the right to be home and have made it home alive, and to honor those that never made it home, and to honor those of the 22 or more that we lose every day. So we started with the help of my wife. We started a record label. It's basically a music production company. We've just released our Christmas record.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Listen to it.
I'll have to start listening after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah. And my releases of my album and my recent singles and my upcoming album for January will be on the Sergeant Records label. And it's really, you know, to give a voice to other veterans, first responders, people struggling through hardships. And while we do that, and we put on live music events, we do things like what you're doing up there, Grizz. And we just try and bring people together. Sometimes veterans can be kind of forgotten, and they may not teach about Iraq and Afghanistan in the schools so much anymore.
Oh,
so
they do.
Yep.
And my kids come home all the time asking me what actually happened. And I mean,
right. We want to make sure that guys and gals like us are not forgotten. Yes. And we want to serve others, you know, that the mission continues. It's the music is the mission now. We want to serve others. And we do fundraisers and have charities, and just started our Operation Help programs that are on our website to really help other people.
So real quick, for those of you guys that have jumped in or that will be listening, I have my link tree up. The link tree, and this is me and Scotty doing this. I have a GoFundMe, a 501c3 that it's VA REP, VA reps, or VA real estate. She's doing this with me too. And I have Scotty made an Amazon wish list for the old soldiers home and the tiny homes. The link for that is on there, and the link to all my shows. So any of you guys that will watch this show, if you feel inclined that you want to help a vet, go on that link tree. All the avenues are there. The Amazon wish list all comes to my house. I got like 6 boxes and a Christmas tree right now I got to take down to the old soldiers home. So it all comes, and definitely, I mean, we definitely need the help when it comes to putting on the food and stuff, because I'm having a fully catered Christmas dinner for these guys. A friend of mine from my church is actually cooking it all in his restaurant, and it's 125 people he's cooking for. So if you imagine, you know, a couple $100 for a Christmas dinner for 4 people, do it for 125.
Yeah.
It's a hard one. I mean, he's making, I think, 6 turkeys and 3 hams, and it's
awesome.
It's good. It's something else. But that link is there. So, hey, you guys, we're going to take another break, and I'm going to play this is another foundation that's actually kind of it's near and dear to me. I've had Jeremy Stallnecker on my show before, and it's called the Mighty Oaks Foundation, and it is his whole foundation is an is a faith-based foundation. It's free of charge to vets, and I think it's a month long, and he flies you to his little thing, and I believe it's in California, and they just share faith with you and how it helps them come out of the scenarios that we have to be in. I know faith has definitely helped me big time. So
amen.
Please listen or watch this and share it out and look them up. I mean, they're a wonderful thing. So you guys, you're listening to Big Grizz Show. We'll be back here in a couple minutes, and we'll talk more with Jackie before she has to take off, and Scotty Fraser for the rest of the show. So, but yeah, listen to this, and if you know any vets that you think need help, or you can see they're just not the same, or they have that long lost look in their eyes, show them this, and then tell them to look them up, because they are. I've been debating on whether or not I was going to go. So you guys, we'll be back in 2 minutes.
We were not made to live in isolation. Sadly, many of our veterans feel they need to fight their battles alone. This self-isolation has led to the staggering statistic of more than 20 veterans taking their lives every day.
A lot of guys end up drinking, a lot of guys end up losing hope. Someone will go to the VA and they'll try to get, prescription medications to help with PTSD. They'll get pills for anxiety, they'll get pills because they can't sleep, now they'll get pills for depression. Before they know it, they're taking 12 different medications. And when it's not working out, these guys lose hope, and that's why there's 23 guys a day committing suicide.
The mission of Mighty Oaks is to eradicate the veteran suicide epidemic and help our warriors change their legacies. As a result, we've been able to help over 4,000 veterans and first responders by equipping them with the tools they need to live the lives they were created to live.
Everything they said just kept hitting me in the heart over and over and over again. It's like all the things that I didn't know that I needed to hear. And I opened my heart to God that week, dude, and I've been a different person ever since.
Our faith-based, peer-to-peer approach has one of the highest success rates of any program available today, offering hope and understanding to those who need it most. We provide our programs and resources, including travel, at no cost to our warriors.
I remember talking to a licensed social worker who actually handed me a pamphlet to Mighty Oaks. So I went. And I'm glad I did.
By aligning their lives to biblical principles, these men and women are able to lead their families, their communities, and our nation. Our mission is to serve and restore our nation's warriors and families who have endured hardship through their service to America, and to help them find new life purpose through hope in Christ. It's your generosity that can make a difference in the lives of the men and women who have fought for our country and our freedoms. Now that they're home, don't let them fight alone. Learn more at mightyoaksprograms.org.
All right, you guys, welcome back to Big Grizz Show. Jackie, I know you have you got to get going from the times that you told me. So I want to thank you for getting on here. And if there's anything you want to say before you have to leave, here's your chance.
Thank you for having me. It was great. It's my honor, my pleasure to be on this show, to be a part of it. I think what you're doing is amazing. I've got also, Scotty, I've got you looked up now here on my Google to go to the records to check that out. And then I definitely want to get with the Big Grizz Show. I want to get some links and share those on Facebook as well. So I'll do that probably after I drive today. See what I can do about sharing, getting the word out there a little bit more. You have that event coming up, and that's a lot. So any help as far as items that these veterans need, there's people out there that want to help. They need to know about.
So, I'll put it back up. I forgot to put it up there for a second. So in my link tree, the Amazon wish list, me and Scotty we were back and forth about it. It's got socks, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes,
the necessities,
scarves, stuff that necessities, stuff that they need. And, through the fundraising, if I end up with extra money between me and Kelly, then we'll buy stuff that they want. not necessarily what they need, but right now a lot of this, we have homeless vets that, you know, are off the street and they're in the tiny homes and they have nothing. They don't have, they're working to further and better themselves. So whatever we can get for them, I mean, it'll help them that little bit. And that's the Amazon wish list in my link tree. It has all that stuff on there. So I just got
if I could just jump in and piggyback on that, Grizz.
Yeah.
So we also have that on the Sergeant Records, sergeantrecords.com on
awesome.
On the website. So you go to our Operation Help, and that is our main program. So Grizz and I, we're partnering on this. Grizz is really kind of taking the lead on it and allowing me to kind of plug in. And, you know, my wife, who's a big part of the record company, built that Christmas list. And, you know, it really touched my heart when Grizz told me a couple of weeks ago, he said, look, these guys and gals, like, you know, nobody's asking for TVs. They're asking for basic essentials, socks, beanies, toothbrushes, toothpaste. And it really touched my heart. And I can see Jordan's big heart too, that, you know, he wants to be giving out these gifts at Christmas while I perform my show. And, you know, we just want to give back to these World War II vets, these Vietnam, Korea vets, and some of them are in hospice, and this may be some of them's last Christmas. So we know that times are tough and financially all across the board right now. We just say that, you know, if you're able to give the things that we've put on this gift list, this Christmas list on Amazon that's in Grizz's link tree, a lot of these things are pretty inexpensive. It's just a couple bucks. And I know that may be, you know, a big portion to some folks, but if you're able to, and you feel called and you want to spend a couple bucks on there to help out with some socks and deodorant and soaps, we'd really be very, very grateful to have the opportunity to together bless these heroes.
Yes, big time. So there's actually, so people can understand what's kind of going on. So there's the old soldiers home. That's more or less hospice for these guys, from what I understand. And that is very restricted on what I can do in there. I got permission to feed them and to have a show. And we're now starting to get, we're finding out that some of these vets are having, they're being adopted from like TFO and Mission Outdoors and stuff to get stuff. So I think they're all adopted right now on personal stuff. I can't say that 100%, but I think so. And then there's the tiny homes village, where it's all on the same property. It's the same property, different entities. So the tiny homes, the homeless vets that are there to further themselves can't go into the old soldiers home. So it's completely separate. They actually have a little house and they're working to get jobs and to move on. Now, some of those guys, like a lot of, there's one guy, I got him a bunch of stuff to tie flies because he likes to tie flies. And so we're going to take that down to him. And there's artists down there. So it's not just that kind of stuff. I mean, colored pencils, I got a bunch of word search pamphlets in that that showed up out of that Amazon wish list to give them something just to get their mind away from the hell they're living in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
and if I can also throw in too, if you do, if the viewers and listeners do go on and donate help on this Amazon Christmas wish list, they will all automatically auto ship to the Big Grizz Show, who will be really lovingly packaging these things up and getting them to these vets. So you don't have to worry about getting an address. All you do is just scroll through the items. You choose what you want to give, what you want to donate, and Grizz and his people are going to take care of it from there.
Yeah, we'll get it down to him. Hey, Cameron, he is. I'm sorry, I'm bringing him up right now. He is another host, I believe, is going to be having a podcast on our show, and I put it out there to see if any of our vets wanted to come in here and talk about what Veterans Day is to me. So I just wanted to introduce him real quick. But yeah, no, we're gonna probably go get a bunch of like Christmas bags. I mean, I don't have time. I guess I could sit here and wrap stuff for them, but I'm not that very just throw it in a bag. I'm okay.
Yeah,
my
and
wife.
I agree. Like they're gonna be happy to have the things. There's no need to go spend a bunch of money to wrap it. But I get opening a present's nice sometimes. So
Yeah,
my
we're
wife
actually
has been really interested in wrapping things in Christmas wrapping paper here in Texas, and getting out just to do a little. You know, she may surprise you with a special treat like that. And we're going to fly out from Texas and do our show and do the Scotty Fraser show, and we're just honored to serve.
I'm super
Nice.
stoked. And on that, at the tiny homes, I will be going live because my wife decided to buy me a laptop for my birthday, which I wasn't expecting.
Oh, I like the way she thinks.
Gave it to me early. So my birthday's not till Wednesday. And then I turn around and have an MRI. It's just not a great day. But yeah, so she got me a laptop, so I'll be able to go live at the tiny home. So for those of you, mark it in your calendars, December 17th at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Scotty will be singing at the tiny homes village, as we will be feeding them as well. But we're not doing a Christmas dinner for them. They wanted ribs. They wanted barbecue smoked ribs.
Nice.
We had a vote on it, and that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
So, but that'll be outside, and hopefully, well, I'm not gonna say hopefully, I will find a way to make my phone a hotspot or whatever to do it. But yes, you guys write that down. December 17th at 11 a.m. we will be live. It's a Tuesday, so hopefully I don't collide with any other shows. I don't know if I will. I think they're done at that time, but I'll have to make sure. But I'm planning on going live on that one. I can't in the Old Soldiers Home, but I'm planning on that one. But Jackie, I know you got to go.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't want to interrupt too much, but yeah, I got to take off. I got to go to work. But
thank you for jumping in here and talking to us about Veterans Day and what it means to you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. It was great meeting you guys.
Great
Take
to meet
care.
you.
I'll see you soon.
Oh yeah, hopefully I'll see you on the river sometime.
All right, yeah.
All right, bye.
Take care. Bye.
So, you guys, this is Cameron. I believe you have a show, correct? Or you're starting one?
If you can hear me, Mr. Grizz, I'm in the process of learning. So
okay.
I get through the trials and tribulation of Joel and Mike and Amber, then yeah, I'll have a podcast that's going to be called Uncle Professor's Podcast. Amber helped me out with a quote that said, "Life's a highway, keep driving."
I love it. I love it.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I'm generally in there doing the training with you guys. I'm usually there on Tuesday.
Okay.
But I've had so much going on right now that I just haven't honestly had the time. And I'll get it. I'll be there. I should be there this Tuesday for sure. At least I plan on it.
Okay.
Because not 100. I don't think I got anything going on this week.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, I'm the other guy that does that with H with you guys to help.
Awesome. Any expertise I can get, I'll take it.
So what do you plan on your show being?
Basically my show's gonna be kind of more into the realm of, sports, talking to, some friends or some veterans about who went being a truck driver, because I came out of the military, went into being a truck driver. Why I chose military, what it meant to me to kind of follow somewhat in my father's footsteps, and to really, attempt to make the Army a career.
Okay. So you were Army, I'm assuming.
Yes.
When were you in?
I was in from 2009 to 11, and Fort Basic was Fort Jackson, Relaxing Jackson, South Carolina.
Yeah, I didn't get that lucky in anything.
No. And then I went to Fort Lawson Woods, and I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of veterans out there that as soon as you say Fort Lawson Woods, like going, Yeah, we know exactly what that is. It's at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
And then I went to Germany. I was in Bamberg, Germany, about 6 months before I got deployed to Afghanistan.
Okay. What was your MOS?
Heavy construction equipment operator, and then of course they kept changing it to it was like vertical construction, and then but we did route clearance. We were kind of in line with the combat engineers, and we were IEDs. We did we kicked down some doors. We cleared out a village a couple times, but really, other than that, that wasn't a whole lot for our combat time.
Gotcha. Well, every job matters regardless.
Absolutely.
I've heard people, oh, you're just a cook. Yeah, well, if it wasn't for them, would you eat when you were deployed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, you guys are just mechanics. You don't do anything. Okay, you want your vehicle to run right?
Yeah,
you don't want it to break down on you. I mean, every job supports somebody else. So
absolutely.
But yeah, so what's Veterans Day mean to you, Cameron?
Veterans Day to me, it's not tough. It's I have it, then I lose it. So give me a minute here. I like to pay tribute to the veterans who fought before me. When I go into a VA hospital, I always show my gratitude. I'll shake their hand, saying, hey, thanks for what you did. Because you can't compare World War II to Korea, to Desert Storm, to Iraq and Afghanistan. As far as what it means, besides showing my gratitude, my appreciation for what they've done, I take it back and I try to remember my battle buddies who came home and really never made it back. So it's a multitude of things.
It takes a lot, especially for Marines, infantry, Rangers, SEALs, SF. I mean, it takes a lot for us to come back. And I mean, it took me, I don't know, 14 years, almost 12 years before. Yeah. And it's still stuff haunts me to this day. And I'm sure Scotty can attest to that as well.
Absolutely. Walking, talking miracle right here, my friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, same here. And my mom told me when I came back, I wasn't the same person. She could just see it in my face. Well, I mean, I enlisted at 18. I mean, I went straight out of high school, straight to the military for 12 years, and then I got out. So there was I didn't get to enjoy that time. I didn't know anything else besides that. And then, coming out of it and having to struggle with that, it's really hard.
Well, and the big thing, and this is my opinion, when I came back, again, I had a very bad unit. When I was downrange. But when I came back, we got home and, I didn't have that welcome party. I didn't have that, hey, you did a good job, whatever, you good deed. It was, hey, thank you, go home, and that was it. Well, when I got back home to Tulsa, it was, I tried to fight it. I tried to sit there saying I was strong enough to fight the demons. I would sit there and argue with myself, or I could replay Afghanistan over and over and over. And then, I as much as it pains me to say that, the suicide thoughts showed up, and then the drinking and the pills and everything else. So I tried to find help through the VA, and the VA at the first time I went, they were like, yeah, okay, cool. How do you feel? What you going through your mind now? And I said, screw it, I'm out of here. And I walked away. And I started going down that dark road again. And finally, I have those moments where I'm going, did I make the right choice? But then at the same time, though, I would do it again in a heartbeat. Just try to find a different job in the military. So it's kind of, I guess, in my opinion, it's a double-edged sword.
Okay. No, I get that. I've struggled with Veterans Day off and on because I struggle with the accolades. I don't like it. And, when somebody comes up to me, oh, thank you for your service. Oh, thank you for doing your job. I mean, I don't know how to respond to it.
That's me.
And definitely
that's the humility side of you. And that's a really solid, strong character quality that both of you guys have, that, just that humbleness and that's a really good quality of a veteran, I think.
And you know, one thing that always, I guess the proper term is bothers me, I guess. People come and say, hey, thank you for your service. Well, when you hear the stories of what happened to the Vietnam soldiers, they didn't have, hey, thank you, or hey, welcome home. You know, they got called derogatory terms. And they never got that welcome home. They never got that pat on the back. They never got that, hey, we're always here for you. But for me, when people say, hey, thanks for doing your job, it's like there's guys that come home and they're not all there, or they do commit suicide. And it's like, what could I have done better? What could I have done in my job to be there for them more? Or, you know what I mean? I mean, it's some days I'm like you. I'll say, you know, they say thank you, and I turn around and going, you know, and I just cringe, and I couldn't tell you why.
You know, can I just jump in on that? And if I can offer just a little bit of hope, and I see a lot of strength in both of you discussing that. And I think all of us as veterans, especially, like the three of us guys that were kind of in the stuff downrange, you know, clearing streets and all that. It's tough. I mean, that's a sign of a veteran, is that humility, that humbleness. Like, hey, someone else had it worse than me. And it's that kind of survivor's guilt that hit me for so many years. Like, I don't deserve this. I'm not worthy. I don't deserve the thanks. I don't deserve. But if I could just throw this out to shed a little light, you know, sometimes maybe think about that person that's meeting you that wants to thank you for your service. You know, like meeting you or meeting me or Grizz, it's special to them. And I also kind of think that I don't want to take that away from them. And while it's tough for me, I've learned in the last few years just to go, hey, thank you for thanking me. And it's kind of like I'm letting them feel good. I'm not taking their blessing away and the kindness that they're giving, but I'm turning it back and giving them a blessing back by thank you for thanking me. Just we're kind of all enjoying the kindness together. And I think that can be really healing, you know.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point, you know, I was that strong. Well, thank you for doing your job type thing. And now, you know, people will come up to me and they'll thank me, and I'll just tell them, well, thank you. And I'll leave it at that.
Me, yeah.
It's a hard one to pay attention. Just like I know come Sunday when we go to church, our pastor is going to have all like 5 of us vets. He's going to want us all to stand up. He does it every year. And it's like, that's the part that gets to me. It's like, I don't need to stand up and show who I am.
But you know what? But that gives a lot of joy to those, to the congregation, to get to celebrate you. So it's a tough give and take. I totally get where you come from, but you know, maybe you got to just stand and wave, smile and wave, and let them have that joy of celebrating America through celebrating you.
So I think it was yesterday, my daughter came home and they did their Veterans Day assembly. And they take pictures. They ask, she's in elementary school. They want pictures of vets. So she took a picture of me and they put it on their little thing. And then they had it pop up in this assembly, and everybody started clapping for her and this and that. And she came home. That's the first thing she had to tell me. She's like, they didn't want us all to stand up, or they didn't want me to stand up, but everybody was clapping for me and stuff. I was like, okay, I don't know what to. All right.
And how special did that make her feel? You know, like,
oh yeah, no,
you know, she's celebrating her daddy, and it made her feel like a rock star. I think that's a beautiful thing, you know.
Oh yeah, no, she definitely, she definitely enjoyed it. I mean, you can't not. She might have been embarrassed, but
yeah, but she felt the love, and that's cool. You know, that's cool.
That's
why we do what we do. That's why we're so humble about it. That's why, you know, we do what we do. It's, you know, all of us raised our right hand and, you know, wrote that blank check up into the amount of my life. I'm willing to do what I got to do and give away all my tomorrows if I have to. And I think if we can just find a way to let those good people celebrate us and feel that joy, you know, they kind of feel part of the, you know, that they feel that joy from honoring a veteran. I think that's really cool.
No, I do too.
The one thing that I looked at, and again, I don't know if Mr. Grizz or Mr. Fraser did this one, and when I joined, I was like, how many kids out of my high school actually joined the military, or how many kids across the country actually signed up for the selective service and then actually went in? That was one thing that I looked at. I was like, well, my dad was Army Navy, and he kept telling me, don't go Army. Well, when the recruiters aren't sitting at the desk, it's kind of hard to go somewhere else. And I really enjoyed learning, but the military has changed so much from when the 70s or 80s or the 90s troops went into basic training and then came back out. So but I don't, like I said, I don't regret joining. I do it again in a heartbeat, and I just wish I had a different choice at a job.
It's definitely changed, because when I enlisted, I was wearing BDUs and still spit shining boots.
Yeah, that's old.
Thanks. I'm pretty sure Scotty might have been there at that one too. Maybe not. I don't know how it was with the Marines.
Yeah. Right before Guadalcanal when I joined, and it's just a wonderful camaraderie thing that I like to say that at the career fair at my old high school, I got in the short line. When the Marines were there with their dress blues.
The line where nobody was at.
I was, when they said, hey, who wants to go live in the mud and eat crappy food and get shot at? And I went, for minimum wage. I was one of those few kids that said, yeah, that sounds like a good deal.
Hey, I mean, so when I enlisted, it was before September 11th. So I just thought I was going to do it, get out of the state, do my 3 years and get out, do the reserve time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, September 11th happened and it completely changed everything. I mean, it changed. If you were in thinking at that time that you were just going to go in, do school, get out, kind of like where I was at, then that happens. Everything changes because you got attacked. Might not you personally, but our country got attacked. And I mean, it was everything. I wanted to go the day it happened.
Right.
I mean, I knew I was going. Don't get me wrong. I knew I was going because of the unit I was in, but I wanted to go right then and there. It's like, why wait?
Same boat as you. I joined before 9/11, and I can't speak for the other branches. I'm sure you guys are pretty similar, but in the Marine Corps, we join. We want to fight. We want to scrap. We're looking for a fight. And one of the rough things is sometimes when we don't have someone worthy to fight, we start fighting each other. So maybe that war saved us from beating up on each other back at base all the time. But I just kind of kept biding my time. And if I, re-enlist and stay in long enough, maybe I'll get my chance to, go overseas and follow in the footsteps of all the heroes that I read books about when I was learning to read. So, for me, it was really that honor. The business of war is not as glamorous as the movies would make it seem. It's very dirty. I've experienced things and seen things and done things that would make Freddy Krueger curl up in a ball and cry for his mommy. But it's just very, very honored to hey, you join the football team, you want to play in the Super Bowl, right? So, be careful what you wish for.
Definitely.
But very honored. Very honored.
Oh, yeah. Definitely seen and did a lot of stuff that, I mean, at the time I was okay with, but now looking back, I kind of, regret doing. But I everybody's told me, I mean, war's war. You can't control it. You got it. I mean, we had to protect ourselves no matter what we did.
Right.
To protect our brothers that were right there with us and sisters. I mean, I didn't have any sisters with me because I was in a combat MOS and they just weren't there with us. But you had to. I mean, you had to do what you had to do. I wanted to come home.
Yeah, right.
So
same here.
You signed up, Mr. Grizz. You signed up. Right after 9/11. And
oh, I enlisted in 99.
So you were before, and Mr. Fraser.
I was 90s as well. I'm a 90s jarhead, yeah.
So you're
old core.
Yeah. But when I joined, in 09, I came out of high school, joined it, and I had this image of I'm prepared to like you said, to sign that check and give up tomorrow, because that's what we did. But when I got the basic training and job training, you're sitting there thinking, what I do? Did I just go to a Hotel California type environment? Because it was so relaxed. It was so laid back. We got little stress cards that look like business cards. And they're getting us ready for war. And they're like, hey, if you feel stressed, hold this card up. And I'm like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, this is not what I expected. And it was a wide opening
it was eye opening. Yeah, it wasn't like that when I was in. Right when I was getting out, I actually was on the range and I had somebody shoot a 203 downrange. No, not 203, but Mark 19 accidental misfire.
Mike, yeah.
As we were walking out to check, and I lost my mind and I was screaming and hooting at everything possible when he held that damn card up to me. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me right now.
Yeah.
You could have killed all of us and you want me to be nice to you right now? Yeah. You're lucky I don't put you in a foxhole and beat the piss out of you.
Well, thank y'all for both of you for your service. For me, boot camp in the Marines was, I think I still have as many nightmares about boot camp as I have about Iraq. It was absolute living hell, but but you know what, guys, we find a way through the good and through the bad. And like I said, it was living hell, but I look back and I remember kind of those funny times. And I think as soldiers and Marines, we find a way to kind of laugh through the hardship and sing songs, which is what I do now, and sing songs through those hard times to keep us sane, to keep moving one foot in front of the other. And, it's just an absolute honor to do music. And I hope, my album on Spotify and all that stuff can inspire you guys and your friends and people to stay positive and stay hopeful, So
before we wrap this up, I got to know, where did Christmas on the Front Lines come from?
So Christmas on the Front Line is really my newest song. It's on the Sergeant Records Christmas album, which I have 3 of the songs on there. Christmas on the Front Line is really, I was envisioning a soldier in the snowy winter of Afghanistan. And, it's a somewhat autobiographical story about, me being overseas, or it's a story about a soldier or a service person missing those holidays. I remember being on Christmas and on duty and missing holidays. I was in boot camp for Christmas, for crying out loud, and it's that vision of guys like you, on the front line out there, and missing the holidays, missing time with family. It's a song about sacrifice, but sacrifice out of love. And if you listen to the chord progression and the lyrics by the end of the song, he's saying, I hope that you'll remember me, but he's hopeful. He's in the snow, he's in a foxhole in the snow, in the cold, and he doesn't have Christmas gifts, but he's hopeful. And he's standing strong through all it. It's a song of missing home, but a song of hope. And that's really what it is. It's just a song for anybody who served and missed those special times with family.
Well, not gonna lie, out of that whole album, that's my favorite song.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I wrote that song last Christmas, about 3 weeks before Christmas. And I had this idea pop in my head. I'll give you the 60-second spiel on that. I had this idea sitting around the Christmas tree and remembering missing Christmases. I went into my home studio at the other end of the house where I'm at now, and I started writing this song, and it came to me in 10 minutes, which is rare for me. And my family in the other room around the tree could hear the song. And even my son said, "Dad, you have to record that song and put that out for Christmas." There just wasn't time to go through the studio process, through the studio that I go to. and get it out and released by Christmas. So I knew 2024 would be the time we do it. So we started on that in summer. So here I am in 110-degree heat in Texas in June, working on my Christmas song, thinking about a soldier in the snow. And it just came, and the song just came out. So a testament really to my family pushing me to get that song out.
Yeah, no, it's a great song. I can't wait to hear it live.
Absolutely.
I had my wife listen to it too, and she's like, "Was he deployed?" I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, that's my story.
I didn't know how to respond to that. I was like,
it's your story as well. It's all of our story, I mean, I wrote the song, but it's our story.
It's a great song. So, Cameron, I know I gotta wrap this show up. Is there anything you'd like to say? Any ideas on your podcast? A name or anything you want to promote it and get an idea of when we're gonna start it? Or
well, we're barely in the baby steps. I'm getting the laptop and getting all the studio kind of mobile type studio set up. Right now I'm using my phone, so we'll get it. We'll get it started. I've got a lot of questions, but yeah, it's going to be Uncle Fester's podcast. And it's just basically anything that questions I have, because I want to know my guests, and I want to, talk about sports. I want to talk about things that as individuals, we could do better as people, not sit here. And again, we all have our different opinions. We all have different political views. We all have all that, but just have a good conversation and be friendly. I
love it. I love it.
It's I get people going to disagree, but it's, hey, if we start getting a little too carried away, okay, maybe you're not the right person. I don't know. But just talk about trucking and the military, and there's quite a few topics, but yeah, it's just, when we get started, I'll be glad.
Yeah, I can't wait to tune in. Sounds like it's going to be a good one.
Well, guys, those of you guys listening, I got posted on there the link tree to the Big Grizz show. That link tree has a GoFundMe on it, 501c3 nonprofit for donations. It has an Amazon wish list on there, and this is all for a show me and Scotty are putting on. Scotty and his wife did an Amazon wish list. I got a GoFundMe going. The other lady I'm working with, she's a VA rep or VA real estate professional. She's got hers on there too as well. So what this is for those of you guys that haven't heard throughout this show, is December 17th. I am hosting a catered Christmas concert for the old soldiers home in a tiny homes village here in my hometown. And Scotty is actually flying up, and he is putting on the Christmas. He is singing. He is the Christmas concert.
I'm bringing the guitar. We're coming out from Texas. I'm bringing my family, and we're gonna put on a concert with Grizz and just serve these American heroes. They
range from World War II all the way up to, I talked to a gentleman last month. I'm actually Veterans Day. Me and my wife and kids are going down, and we're having dinner with them, the Tiny Homes Village, for Veterans Day. I think they're making lasagna. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure, but these guys, they range. They're all over the place. Like I said, I met a World War II vet in the old soldiers home, which is very restrictive on who I can allow in there. Talked to him a little bit last month, and was all excited about this. The poor gentleman's in a wheelchair, and I mean, he's got to be 90 or older. I mean, World War II. But the Tiny Homes Village, they range anywhere, Vietnam vets to a gentleman I talked to last month when we had dinner with him. He had just got out of the military in 2020 and was homeless instantly, had no place to go, and ended up finding this tiny homes village. Now he has a job, and he's working to save money to get on his own. So there's a wide range of people. Let me rephrase that. There's a wide range of vets age-wise. They're everywhere. And these guys need help. And me and Scotty can only do so much. I'm not a millionaire, so it's not like I can buy them whatever they want. But those donations will help drastically, especially the GoFundMe and the nonprofit to help pay for the food that we're having catered down there, to help with the different things that we need to. Anything extra goes right back to the tiny homes village to hopefully get them more tiny homes, to get more vets off the streets. And then the Amazon wish list has, deodorants and toothbrushes and necessities that we're just going to hand out. On top of that, with the GoFundMe and the nonprofit, whatever we have extra after that's going to go to either getting them gift cards to get what they want, or they tell us something on their wish list that we can get for them. So that's what that is. And I wanted to get that out there. I'll be talking about it every show from here until it happens.
Awesome.
And then the day of the show, in the tiny homes village, I plan on going live. And hopefully I got to definitely coordinate with shows to make sure I'm not coinciding or going over anybody. But I want to go live with Scotty Fraser up there, so singing. And so you guys can see that, we're doing something. We're trying to help these vets, and that this is a real thing. Plus, everybody else can enjoy his new album that pretty sure will probably be one of the first, definitely probably in the first 5 times that he actually sings his Christmas album, because it's, right at the beginning of December. So
yeah, very honored. Very
haven't
honored.
heard his music, well, you'll hear it that day, that's for sure.
Very honored to stand shoulder to shoulder with you and serve these American heroes. I'll be flying in with precious cargo, my family, and one of my guitars, and we'll do music for these heroes. And just thank you for the opportunity, Jordan, to serve. You had said, hey, would you fly all the way out from Texas to help me do this? And
there was
an instant yes, absolutely. We're gonna, I would like to give a shout out to Semper Fi and America's Fund for helping make travel possible. And check those guys out. And just thank you to anyone who will go to the link tree for the Big Grizz Show and help out with that GoFundMe to serve these heroes. And go to our Amazon Christmas gift registry. You can find that on the link tree, and you can find that on the Operation Help tab of the Sergeant Records website to get essentials to these vets.
And whatever is on that Amazon wish list, if I could disconnect my camera and show you what I have sitting in my living room right now, you guys would see it all comes to my house.
It'll auto ship to Grizz. Yeah, he's gonna take care of it.
Yeah, I got like 6 boxes of right now, or not 6. I got 2 boxes in a Christmas tree and of word search and it's not like there's a bunch of word search things, and then there's beanies and scarves and deodorant and all this stuff that we're just going to hand out. I mean, it's just little things to make these guys happy that we're trying to push through.
Simple pleasures, simple needs. Let's help these American heroes if you can.
Yeah, and you guys can go on that and do all in on that Amazon wish list. Plus, if there's you see Christmas bags on there, because I don't know if I'm going to sit here and wrap this much stuff, because it's going to take.
We'll just put them in bags. Yeah, just
get bags with some of that paper in there, whatever that paper.
I'll help you do that when my plane lands in Tacoma.
So you guys, thank you for listening to the Big Grizz Show. This was just a Veterans Day special for me. We just wanted to get on here and explain what Veterans Day means to everybody. It means a lot to me because I've lost brothers and sisters, and it's a very emotional day for me. And it's my daughter's birthday, which my oldest, her birthday is Veterans Day.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
So it's a cool thing. And I appreciate you guys for listening. And, please don't always tell your vets you see them, tell them thank you. If you know they're vets, just show them the love and respect that, in my opinion, you guys they deserve. I mean, it is what it is, They might not respond to you however they want or however you're expecting, but it means a lot. even though we don't necessarily get all emotional, but I think about it. And every time I'm out and somebody says something to me, I remember that person and I remember where I was at. So it's just one of those things. I mean, it shows the love that they need. So.
And I can just say from Texas, sergeant's orders, get on those phones, and with text and call, do those buddy checks.
Yes.
Check on those guys and gals that you served with, that you knew, and just check. You may be checking on someone. Hey, this is so-and-so from the unit, and just seeing how you're doing. And someone may really, really need that call. You may be talking someone down off a ledge. So just check on those buddies.
So thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you back here in a couple weeks. Now, the holiday stuff or every other week right now.
Live.
It's all good. It gives me that extra day to fish. Awesome. So you guys, thank you so much for watching the Big Grizz Show, and we will see you back here in a couple weeks, and we'll see what we got going on that day. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and God bless you all.
God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.